Silver the Hedgehog, the most disrespected character in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. And you know, it's pretty sad because he's cool as but with an awful track record for games he's appeared in, some terrible writing, some okay voice acting.
It's no use! It's no use!
And some just absolutely terrible choices for the character. Silver needs a redemption arc. After his somewhat mediocre introduction in Sonic 06, Silver has been on a downward spiral ever since. And it's crazy because all the pieces were there for a great character. You know, he's from the future, destroyed future, he's got to protect his future, like he's the only one that can, him and Blaze. But Sega just doesn't use him in the right way. In 06, he's getting constantly disrespected by every character. You know, when he gets kicked in the head by Shadow, that's one of the best moments in the series, but not for Silver.
Chaos control!
You know, with a boss fight that made everyone hate him.
It's no use! It's no use! It's no use! It's no use!
And just some questionable writing choices. Silver wasn't really off to the best start in 06. All the ideas were there, and you know, they were so close to getting it right, but they just missed the mark with a few things. His voice acting is okay, he's got the right tone, but it's not the right, like, I don't even know what to call it, but it's not the right vibe. Like, he doesn't sound as cool as he should do. And with 06 already being a questionable game, this only made people think he was even more of a fraud than he really is. I bet some people didn't even know that he has a super form because they never got that far in the game, and it doesn't even look that different from his normal form anyway. Again, this is just a terrible start for a character that should be one of the coolest in the series. Well, he is one of the coolest in the series, but he's so misrepresented that, you know, everyone thinks he's a fraud. There's a big movement on Twitter right now that is trying to push for Silver to get a game, get him in the movies, anything to make people realize how cool this character can be. I mean, he's based on Future Trunks from Dragon Ball, and Trunks is the coolest character in Dragon Ball. So what went wrong? How could they mess this up when there's already another character that they just need to follow the story beats of and make him as compelling as Future Trunks was? But this all changed in my personal favourite 2D Sonic game, Sonic Rivals. And Silver's almost perfect in this game. He's an absolute menace.
You sure are a strange one. Ha! Don't worry. It has nothing to do with you. Just don't get in my way. Step aside, Shadow. He's mine. No more time for small talk. Now listen, get going to help then or keep getting in my way. I'll show you how crazy I am. Come on, SBO. We can take them all on. Oh, so you want to fight, is that it? Then there's no choice but to go head to head. Finally found you. Party's over. Don't you worry. This will be over real quick.
He's so mean, but that's not a bad thing. The only bad thing is that that's kind of his only personality trait in Rivals. He's just a dick. Now, if they used this version of Silver in 06, everyone's opinion would be so much different. Even the voice acting in Rivals is better. And if you take that, put it in 06 with a slightly tweaked story, make the story just a tiny bit better, we'd have everyone's favourite character in the whole series. But after Rivals, things take a turn for the worst. The next time Silver appears is in Sonic and the Black Knight, and my god, what a beautiful design for a character. But again, he's just not used well in this at all. And I know it's not his game, it's Sonic's game, but still, they could have gave him like anything compelling to do, anything slightly interesting, but no, never for Silver. And after this, the next time we see him is in Sonic Generations as one of the rivals boss fights. Now this boss is actually okay, like it's one of the better bosses in my opinion in Generations. But again, he says like 3 lines, that's about it. He doesn't do anything else, and then he shows up at the end, says some cringe dog shit in the Supersonic fight, and that's it. Nothing else. Why don't they give him something to do? And you know, with Sonic X Shadow Generations, it's a perfect time to give Silver his own game. Sonic X Silver Unleashed, you know, anything for Silver, please. The next time we see Silver is in the most depressing dog shit game ever made, Sonic Forces. So Silver's supposed to be in the future, and for some reason shows up in Forces, but Blaze doesn't. He feels so out of place in this game. If Blaze was there and they had something to do, then amazing, great, that's what everyone wants. But he's just there for the sake of him being there. And don't even get me started on how he gets packed up by Infinite, because the Silver in Rivals 06 would not be taking that. He would slap the shit out of Infinite. Even his voice in Forces is just so whiny. He sounds like a little brat, and it's not who Silver should be. Silver and Blaze are supposed to be the sole protectors of their future, and he's getting packed up by Infinite the Jackal, the same guy that got packed up by f***ing Thwomp in the death battle. Like, come on, what is going on? It's so sad to see that he's getting this much disrespect. So what can Sega do to redeem Silver and make him the character that he should be? Well, like I said before, Sonic X Silver Unleashed or something, anything like that would be a great idea. I don't think a year of Silver would be a good idea, because he is literally too much of a fraud to give him a whole year, but just, you know, take the steps to get him towards a full year. I think putting him in the movies would be another great way to get people to, you know, reconnect with Silver and realise that he's not a fraud and he's really cool. Imagine a movie retelling of Sonic 06 done properly, and all the characters would be amazing. You know, the story would be great, and Silver could really shine as one of the main characters in that cast. I just really hope Sega has big plans for Silver's future, because he is my favourite Hedgehog out of Sonic, Shadow and Silver. He's just, because he's supposed to be the coolest, like, you know, he's got psychokinesis. How is he not? Like, how? I don't understand how he's this much of a fraud when he's got the perfect setup to be the coolest character in the whole series. So Sega, get your shit together and make Silver the goat that he should be. Let me know in the comments who you think the biggest fraud in the Sonic franchise is. And that's all from me. See ya.